Live from South Huntington, New York, inside the comfy confines of St. Anthony's High School for this crucial CHSAA basketball matchup presented by Catholic Health. The Friars of St. Anthony's are led by star senior Caleb Aurelian and are peaking at the right time, having won 7 of their last 8 games to close in on third place in the conference standings. Just ahead of them, St. John the Baptist. The Cougars are ranked 7th in Class A in the state of New York and are fired up after getting upset earlier this week by St. Dominic. They'll look to replicate their last-second win over the Friars earlier this season. It's Cougars and Friars right now on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm Gavin Shaw. Thank you for tuning in. Should be a fantastic matchup today, and if this is your first time joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network, we wanted to remind you to subscribe. Hit that subscription button on YouTube, on youtube.com/varsitymedia, and follow us on all forms of social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. St. John the Baptist having one of their best seasons in the last decade, 19-3 as we noted. Ranked 7th in the state of New York, and they are led by their star point guard in Caleb Wilson. Wilson, just a sophomore, is our impact player to watch, averaging 13 points per game, 6 assists per game, and 4 rebounds an outing. He hit the game-winning shot in the first matchup between these two teams at the buzzer, had 17 points and 6 assists in that matchup. His game is still coming along, but he already has a Division I offer from St. Francis in Brooklyn. So Carter Wilson certainly has a bright future. And then, of course, for St. Anthony's, it's the senior Caleb Aurelian, who averages 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal and a block per game. The Swarthmore commit is the 6th leading scorer in the Catholic League. And according to his head coach, Sal Logano, he's a top 3 to 4 player in the league. And where he is on that list is up for debate. His game is mostly foul line and in, has a really strong turnaround jumper, fantastic defender, fantastic rebounder, just one of those star players that has absolutely no ego, does anything possible to win. St. John the Baptist has one of the deeper teams in the Catholic League. They have the top offense, and in their starting lineup, they have 4 different players averaging double-digit points. Wilson is the orchestrator who gets them going in transition, but running with him is Chris Williams, Stevie Williams, Jeremiah Carter, and Juwan Smith. Juwan Smith, standing at 6'6", holds down the fort defensively as a big-time rim protector, but plenty of shooting, plenty of spacing around him, and this team is so hard to stop because everyone can dribble, everyone can shoot, everyone can pass the basketball. And then for St. Anthony's this season, it's a little bit of a rebuilding year, losing their 2 stars from a season ago in Jalik Gaines and company, but still have plenty of talent. That young backcourt, Kevin Moore, just a freshman, Nick View, just a sophomore, and yet those two combined to average 17 points per game. Nick View, one of the better shooters in the Catholic League on Long Island. Connor Mannix, man, you talk to Sal Logano about Connor Mannix. They are so high on this kid's potential. Coming off a 13-point game against St. Mary's, he is playing his best basketball right now. Of course, we already told you about the star senior, Caleb Aurelian, but then Tom Snyder rounds it out, the University of Virginia lacrosse commit. And this is a St. Anthony's program that always welcomes elite second athletes. You have so many star football players, so many star basketball players, and that's part of the reason that Tom Snyder is starting in this one. No KJ Duff, the 5th-ranked football player in the state of New York in his class. He's off on recruiting visits, so St. Anthony's will have to make do without their rim protector, but plenty of guys to fill in. 2 deep teams, 2 teams on the brink of a 3rd place finish in the Catholic League. Pivotal matchup coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST.
Under, what a look!
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST.
Under, what a look!
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
And we are back here at St. Anthony's High School. We are getting ready for tip-off, and you can see the fantastic history here at St. Anthony's High School. And 5 of those league championships coming under the guidance of, or rather 4 of them coming under the guidance of head coach Sal Logano in his 7th season leading this Friars program. He coached at New York Tech for a long time, taught at the school for a long time, and now has St. Anthony's in 3rd place in the conference standings at 7-4. St. John the Baptist in 2nd place at 7-3. So St. Anthony's, with a win today, would move into 2nd place in the conference standings. Chaminade, ahead of everyone, essentially has the 1 seed locked up. And for St. John the Baptist, a little bit of a tale of 2 seasons, right? Undefeated in non-conference play, and then opened up conference play and lost 2 games back-to-back against Holy Trinity, and Chaminade did get their revenge in the latter 2 matchups with those 2 teams. But coming off an upset defeat this week against St. Dominic, and talking to their 6th season head coach, Jake Ellis, he noted that they had maybe their best practice of the season after that loss, and it was something of a wake-up call. And look, Ellis has been building this program up over these 6 seasons, right? When he came in, they were not in a great place. They combined 1 conference win their first 2 seasons, and they haven't had to deal with success before. And that sounds counterintuitive, but it is something a program has to learn, a coaching staff has to learn, and a team full of players has to learn. And St. John the Baptist looking to respond the right way off of that upset loss. St. Anthony's, meanwhile, playing probably their best basketball this season right now. They've won 7 of their last 8. The lone loss coming to that top-seeded Chaminade team a week ago, 65-49. But coming off of that, they blew out St. Mary's. The game before Chaminade, they beat Holy Trinity by 11. So this is a team playing very, very well. But we'll have to do without KJ Duff. In their last 9 games with Duff, they've won 7-0 when he's on the court, 0-2 when he's off the court. So that'll be a tall task to win without their star rim protector. We are underway. St. John the Baptist in the red and blue. St. Anthony's in the white and gold, and an opening layup missed by Jawan Smith. Putback attempt is no good as well. And the Friars are on the run looking to respond. Connor Mannix catches the ball. Now Kevin Moore, the freshman, running the point. Our officials today, Ed Rosenthal, Mario Espinoza, and Rob Sweeney. High post, it's Snyder. Now going to work on the dribble drive is Moore. Kick out to Mannix, and he'll reset to View. Stepping inside, Aurelian, and he gets it to go for an early 2-0 lead for the Friars. Both these teams like to play up-tempo, ideally want to shoot the basketball 7 to 10 seconds into the shot clock, and Stephen Williams left that one a little short. Salagano calls for the same set, speeding in and unable to finish with the left hand is Moore. Had his steam the other way for Wilson. Ball just pings around for the Cougars. Oh, what a dump off, double pumping in! Nifty finish from Stephen Williams off the gorgeous feed from Carter Wilson. High post is Aurelian, draws 2. Snyder pull-up pop, banked it in. Not sure if he was trying to do that. Counts the same anyways. Corner pop from Smith. Skying high for it is Aurelian. Little push shot, all nylon that time from Kevin Moore. Or excuse me, that was Connor Mannix on the finish. Deep tray from Williams. Cash! 1-point game. St. John the Baptist dropped 102 on Chaminade to open the month. They can put up points in a hurry. Aurelian on the attack, banks it in, left hand. Salagano fired up. Pass goes off the front rim. Kevin Moore, Aurelian extra pass, View, he's a gunner. Forced off the three-point line, not able to get it off. And pickoff from Wilson. Coast to coast. Right hand, left side, doesn't matter. Lining up the laces and missing was Connor Mannix. We saw Mannix really working on that three-point shot pregame. First guy in the gym. He's put in some extra time with the St. Anthony's coaching staff. Corner try for Carter, in and out. Bounded by Snyder. Hop, skip, and a jump for Mannix. On the runner, fouled on the ground. Connor Mannix out of Wantagh, Long Island, 6'2", 170 pounds, as St. Anthony's will make their initial substitution, putting in Chris Welling for Mannix. Welling, a junior wing out of Bayport. Standing at 6'3", and he'll catch the inbound here. And a little give and go with Snyder for the easy finish. Snyder, a fantastic passer. And you see it there at 6'4", has a great vantage point over the defense. View nearly got the hit away. Little bouncer inside, and the lay-in goes for Smith. Pass was from Stephen Williams. Stagnant offense for the Friars. Moore got inside, but the spacing is not ideal. Aurelian ensures it doesn't matter. And a timeout taken by Salagano. Liking the score, not liking the process. The Friars up by 3, a little over 5 minutes into this one. Caleb Aurelian leading the way, 6 early points, and I want to remind you, you have the opportunity to join our team here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Let Varsity Media help promote your business. We offer affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget, and we will help grow your brand through our SPORTSCAST. All you have to do if you're interested is call or text 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Contact us today to advertise. And a good time to mention this SPORTSCAST is brought to you by Catholic Health. An early 12-9 lead for St. Anthony's. Caleb Aurelian doing all of his work near the basket. Just great touch, 15 feet and in. While this rapid fire Cougars attack is just getting going, as you see another flash of athleticism from Stephen Williams. Talking to Jake Ellis, I mean, he described him as a scoring machine. He can shoot, he can blow by you, he can post up. Just has a knack for putting the ball in the basket. Moore, the freshman, stood up by Chris Williams. Snyder, tough jump hook. And stepping on the baseline as he saved it was Carter. With 2:14 to go in the first, St. Anthony's trying to extend a 1-point lead. Aurelian lost his footing. And Wilson picks up the foul.
Hey, Tommy, go with Nick. Go with Nick.
It's going to be Moore to inbound. The freshman averages 8 points a game. Fresh shot clock for St. Anthony's. Aurelian again hacked, this time by Chris Williams. And first sub of the game for St. John the Baptist, it's Jeremiah Carter coming in. Ball not moving like Salagata would want, but that was a golden look for Nick View. Nearly losing it is Williams. Now the Cougars able to break. Wilson, second chance, got it to go. Carter Wilson, again, nominally a guard, but the sophomore stands at 6 feet, well built, can bang with the bigs when it's needed. Aurelian looking for points 7 and 8, not meant to be. Wilson, no look. Righty finish, courtesy of Stephen Williams. Jake Ellis wants to talk. His Cougars lead it by 15 with 1:17 to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
New York State basketball champions were the Friars all the way back in 1978. Again, under Logano, they've won league titles in 16, 18, and 2020, but have yet to win a New York State championship, losing in the state title game all 3 times. Tough catch from View. And getting to the rim, unable to put it home, was Dante Torres, the star quarterback. Ball flying around. Wilson pays it off. Carter Wilson slowly but surely asserting himself in this one. He's up to 6 points. Snyder nearly committed the backcourt. Pressure ratcheting up for the Cougars. Torres. Aurelian to View. View, tough contested shot. Pushing the other way is Williams. Jaden Miller in off the bench now for the Cougars. Their star 6th man wearing number 4. Shot clock turned off. Wilson looking to hold for the final shot. Trying to extend a game-high 5-point lead. Nothing doing. Chris Williams attacking. Slips it. Blocked, and still almost went in for Carter Wilson despite Snyder getting a piece of it. So that'll wrap up the first. The Cougars end the first quarter on an 8-0 run. They lead it by 5 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Ian Jackson from Connor Hayes, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Jackson! The one-handed flush!
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back at St. Anthony's High School, the Friars trailed by 5 against St. John the Baptist. They led it 12-9 early, then an 8-0 run from the Cougars to end the first quarter, much to the chagrin of head coach Sal Logano, who is in his 8th season coaching the school. He says his 7th, not counting the COVID year. And again, he's had a long journey to get back to coaching at St. Anthony. Started his career here as an assistant, has been teaching at the school for 33 years, but in the meantime left to coach at New York Tech, where the Cougars coach Jake Ellis was also previously the head coach. Then was an assistant at Suffolk College before wanting to be a little bit closer to his daughter, who was attending the school at that time. And he came back as the head coach here in 2016. And they won, again, a league championship his first year, won it again in 2018, won it again in 2020, and lost a lot of talent off of last year's team. This is nominally a rebuilding year for St. Anthony's with just 3 varsity players back. But, again, they've hit their stride at the right time, playing their best basketball now You talk to Sal Logano, he'll tell you that's because he really challenged this team early in the season and has gotten a young squad battle-tested, bloodied a little bit. Well, that time a miscommunication as Chris Welling threw the ball off the head of Dante Torres. Torres, one of the top quarterback recruits in the state of New York. Him and KJ Duff, star wide receiver on the football team, came up to Logano's office together and said they wanted to play basketball this year. First time since Torres was a freshman he's been on the team. And there's a takeaway, and the layup drops home. Flex on him. Stephen Williams. He's up to 6 points. Game high 7-point advantage. Now a 10-0 run for St. John the Baptist as they look to hold on to second place in the CHSAA standings. As Logano is subbing with impunity now, Torres will sit down, and more will come in. Wilson to Stephen Williams. Goes by Stevie. Wilson right back to him. Williams beats the closeout and commits the offensive foul. Charge taken by Tom Snyder. You see the body control, though, for Stevie Williams. And excuse me, no charge. That was a blocking foul. So possession will stay with the Cougars. You kind of immediately understand what Jake Ellis is talking about with him, the body control, the instincts, and just the overall aggressiveness. Jaden Miller, another one of those talented scorers, the sophomore with the basketball now out of Amityville, New York. Jawan Smith, nylon from the elbow, make it a 12-0 run for the Cougars. Again, a 50-48 game the first time around. No KJ Duff in that game for St. Anthony's either, but it followed a similar trajectory in that St. John the Baptist took an 18-8 lead before St. Anthony's made their run and got back in the game in the third quarter. Aurelian, little push shot goes. His touch near the rim is just ridiculous. That in-between range that isn't utilized quite as often in modern basketball. Aurelian has it down to a T. Miller blocked away. Aurelian sky high to deny. And in comes Chris Williams. Jawan Smith, the 6'6" sophomore center, will get a breather as we get another look at that great angle on that shot. Aurelian flying through the air. Stevie Williams said, "You're only delaying the inevitable." He is 8. Not the tallest player in the world, but happy to flash the too small sign if he scores on you in the post. Aurelian hunting for a response, finding it. Aurelian, we noted, 18 points per game. Carter Wilson denied by Aurelian again. St. Anthony's a year ago was led by Jalik Gaines and Jakari Thomas. Aurelian was nominally the third option, but has really stepped up this season as that shot's eaten up by Kevin Moore. He's not going to need dinner after that one. Caught it in the air. Super athletic freshman out of Port Jefferson Station. Has a really high IQ. And him and Nick View going to get 3 more years or 2 more years after this one in the backcourt together at St. Anthony's. View trying to burrow his way inside. Cougars have the paint locked up. Moore tips it out. View corrals. Snyder all alone, plenty of time to aim it and hit it. Bullseye for Tom Snyder. Friars back within 4. Miller and Wilson play catch, and Snyder says, let me get in on that. Moore the other way, takes some contact, stolen away, knocked up by Snyder, and no foul. It's a travel on Carter Wilson, who shuffled the feet. So no harm, no foul for St. Anthony's. With 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go until the half. It was a 14-4 run, but St. Anthony's has found some answers. 5 straight points now for Tom Snyder. Carter and Wilson play catch. Carter from Steph Curry range, right into the waiting hands of Snyder. Aurelian, good patience. Letting the defender fly by. An old school game for Caleb Aurelian, paying dividends as he's up to 12 points. Miller, he'll try a 3, and finally, one goes down for the Cougars. Salagano calls out the set. View backdoor. Contested catch, but walked with it. Crucial final 3 minutes of this first half. The Friars have answered the Cougars' run. Can they build off of it? Wilson hook pass, Smith probing, but nothing there. One step inside the three-point arc, and Smith is off the mark. View giving up a lot of height to Carter in that matchup. Moore, and one! You see the body control, the touch, and the window shopping that time for Kevin Moore. And that's been a big emphasis from Salagano to Kevin Moore. He felt like Moore was just throwing the ball up kind of haphazardly on drives earlier in the year. Now keeping it a little bit higher, a little bit more under control, and having better results as he completes the three-point play, and we're all tied up at 26 points apiece. Ball fake, step back, Carter pump faking himself. And the Friars have an opportunity for their first lead of this second quarter. Moore calls for the screen, gets it. Aurelian, Wilson, kick out. Carter from deep. Put back, missed, third try, no good. Moore bats it out. View the other way. View wide open, but Mannix never saw him. View aware of the backside contest. Knocked away. Miller blocked away, but fouled by Moore. Man, Kevin Moore can absolutely fly. And he'll get a breather, as it looks like it's going to be Alex Mengi checking in for the first time in just a sec for St. Anthony's. Jaden Miller, the sophomore, at the line, averaging 5 points per game, had the season high 15 in that upset win over Chaminade. A microwave scorer off the bench, but also a spark defensively with his playmaking, as you saw there. It has the Cougars back up by 2 with a little over a minute to go in the first half. This game is flying by here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. These two teams battle for second place in the CHSAA standings, with the Cougars a half game up coming in. View lines it up. Nylon on the shot. Tickling the twine to give St. Anthony's their first advantage of the second quarter. Williams to the rack, banks it in. Zone look now for the Cougars. They'll run about 80% man, but throw in a number of different zone looks to junk up opposing offenses. More the pass fake, the prayer of a shot. Salgado not happy with the look. But possession will stay with the Friars with 3 seconds left in the half. More inbounding. View trying to pop out for 3. Instead, it's inside and put in at the horn by Aurelian. And that'll do it for the first half. St. Anthony's trailed by double digits in the second quarter, but fight their way back to have a lead at the break. So when we come back, 16 minutes, third place, or rather second place, I guess inherently third place too, on the line in the CHSAA here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit? Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
This is Ian Jackson from Conor Hayes, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Jackson! The one-handed flush!
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST.
Under, and what a look.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back at St. Anthony's High School, third quarter about to get underway. A 1-point lead for the Friars after the Cougars led by double digits in the second quarter, but thanks to a fantastic effort from Caleb Aurelian, the Friars able to fight their way back. Aurelian with a 14-point first half. No three-pointers, no free throws. It essentially all came on short jumpers, runners, turnarounds inside the foul line. Again, not really a typical type of game for a high school basketball player in 2023, but it is incredibly effective. For St. John the Baptist, it was a whole lot of Stevie Williams, who had 13 points, averages 14 per game on the season. So that is a fantastic half for him, and you really saw the variety with Stephen Williams, right? The ability to attack a closeout and get all the way to the basket, the ability to rebound in traffic and get putbacks, to just hit spot-up three-pointers. He can really do a little bit of everything. Carter Wilson also had 6 points, all of them coming in the first quarter, though he was a little bit quieter in the second. Kevin Moore really came to life for St. Anthony's in that second quarter, specifically on the defensive end, had 2 blocks, one of them going for a foul. And then Tom Snyder, who only averages 4 points per game, had 7 in the first half, also had a 3. I mean, you look at Tom Snyder's game a year ago, that would have been unthinkable. Only averaged 2 points per game, was not much of a shooter. We mentioned he is committed to the University of Virginia to play lacrosse, and that is a key feature of Sal Logano's program. They want to welcome in as many of the elite athletes walking the hallway whose primary sport is something other than basketball into this program, and that's why you have Snyder, that's why you have Dante Torres, who saw some time in the first half, and that's why you have KJ Duff, who again isn't here today but has transformed this St. Anthony's team with his ability to protect the rim and giving them the opportunity to go with that triple big lineup where you have Duff, who's 6'5", you have Snyder, who's 6'4", and you have Aurelian, who's 6'5". Obviously today that is not in the cards, and yet the Friars have played it a little bit of a different style than they tried to the first time they matched up with St. John the Baptist, and it's worked out fairly well for them so far. And you got to figure Jake Ellis is pulling his hair out a little bit on the Cougar sideline and saying, guys, this one is very much within our grasp, especially with no Duff. All we have to do is keep attacking the rim, keep rebounding, keep hitting from distance, and I'm sure they certainly want to step it up a little bit on the defensive end. So it'll be Cougars ball, 8 minutes on the clock to start this third quarter. No major foul trouble on either side. Chris Williams has 2 for the Cougars. And for St. Anthony's, Moore has 1, Snyder has 1, no one has 2. Plenty of room, too much, arguably, for Carter Wilson, but not able to make the Friars pay. That's an aspect of his game he's still very much working on. Was not much of a threat for him as a freshman, but does so much else well, as you see him nearly get the interception and score, but unfortunately for Wilson, getting called for the foul in the process. So that is 2 on Carter Wilson. Wilson, who hit a buzzer beater to win the first matchup between these two teams, 50-48, might have a similar opportunity the way this game is going. Aurelian burrowing for space, can't find much. Snyder has his 8th and 9th point. So what an outing for Tom Snyder. Wilson, dribble, drive, kick, rainbow, goes down for Stevie Williams. 16 points for the junior guard out of North Babylon. Mannix was contained in the first half. Snyder operating high post, thinking about the shot, now thinking better of it. Aurelian, now Wilson. Wilson, his head is always up, though didn't register Connor Mannix cutting into that passing lane to deny Jeremiah Carter, an open tray.
Coming down the middle. Deny.
Wilson, they're playing off him, daring him to shoot. Wilson can't make him pay. View dancing. Aurelian getting maybe a little bit of a bailout call that time. The spacing for the Friars at points has been less than ideal, and it's led to Aurelian driving into multiple defenders at a time. As Miller will come on, Wilson, who just picked up his third foul, will take a seat. So that's a significant development very early on in the second half. Little continuity offense in place for the Friars. View not wanting to try his hand at attacking Williams. Moore will start, stop, tough attempt, cleans it up himself. Friars back up. Carter resets to Williams. Carter nearly doubled. Logano not loving the no call there, as you could guess. Nifty crossover from Williams, and he'll earn free throws for his efforts. Chris Williams, who is Stevie's younger brother, year younger, averaging 12 points per game this season and coming off one of his better performances of the year, scoring 18 earlier this week against St. Dominic. Dubbed by head coach Jake Ellis the Swiss Army knife of the lineup. Their best overall athlete. Rebounds well, passes well, dribbles well, shoots it well. Not necessarily exceptional in either of those areas, but doesn't necessarily have a weakness either. Williams playing with those two fouls can tie this one up here. And Moore and Snyder not on the same page. We've seen that a couple of times, where whether it's Moore or Mannix or Snyder, there have just been little miscommunications. And if not for them, the Friars might have an even bigger advantage. Carter using the speed, but blocked from behind by Mannix. Mannix head down to the rim. Meeting him there was Jawan Smith, but not able to get to it. Coast-to-coast action for Connor Mannix. He has 4 points. No-look pass from Stevie Williams. Brother to brother, and Chris will head to the line for another 2. St. John the Baptist using that foul for an impromptu timeout. So it's been a game of runs. It's a 14-4-1 at one point in the second quarter for St. John the Baptist. St. Anthony's answered with approximately a 12-2 burst of their own. Eventually coming back, taking the lead before the half. This game has major playoff implications. Winner will be the second seed in the CHSAA standings, with St. John the Baptist currently occupying that spot at 7-3 in the conference. The Friars tied for third with Holy Trinity at 7-4. Few looking for the ball off the cut. Aurelian, that's way too much room, and the Cougars catch a break as that pass ricochets off the hands of Carter. Moore patiently attacking middle. Circus shot! Drops home. Stevie Williams showing off his versatility, bringing the ball up with Carter Wilson out of the game. And a hop, skip, and a jump. Foul on the ground. As Chris Williams draws his third foul in 3 possessions. So that is the third foul against Nick View, as Salagano will call for time. And we'll keep it right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So I want to remind you of one of our big days of basketball left. It's the NSCHSAA Championships on Varsity Media. We have the Girls AA Championship at 5:45, the Boys AA Championship at 7:30. And that all takes place a week from this coming Tuesday at Hofstra. And, of course, it's presented to you by Catholic Health, and you can watch live at youtube.com/Varsity Media. If you're watching right now, great news. It's the exact same place as we get a fantastic look. That is a great angle from our team here on the Varsity Media Sports Network inside Sal Logano's huddle. As Logano tries to coach this team to a little bit of revenge after they fell to St. John the Baptist back on January 30th, 50-48. It was a long time coming for Logano again to take over as head coach. 33 years at the school teaching, so starting in the early 90s and only advancing to the head coach position 7 years ago. Though, of course, in the meantime, he went off, coached college ball for a long time. Touch pass, batted away by Snyder. Hail Mary pass, Moore ahead of the pack, another layup for Kevin Moore. He has 6 points in this third quarter, up to 8 for the game. Logano calls for pressure. The Friars have played more zone this season than they have in any of the previous 6 seasons under Logano. Miller out of control. Moore fouled by Stevie Williams to stop the fast break. That would be a take foul in the NBA game, so you'd have free throws plus the ball. Doesn't work that way at the high school level. So second foul against Stephen Williams, who has 2. Carter Wilson getting ready to check back in with 3 fouls. And they call it a breakaway foul, so that is the high school version of the take foul. Stevie Williams now arguing with a fan. So he'll come out of the game for the moment, presumably, as I'm not sure if a timeout was called by St. John the Baptist or not. As things get settled. It seems like one of these 2 teams took a timeout. Bit of an argument with the crowd, so we'll step aside here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Friars lead it by 5. We'll have free throws when we return.
Ian Jackson for Connor Hayes, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Jackson! The one-handed flush!
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We're back here at...
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
So after the situation heated up a little bit here at St. Anthony's High School, it'll just be an extra free throw off of the breakaway foul. Kevin Moore will take it. Didn't seem like a technical was called on either end, and to be clear, most of the issue was with a fan apparently talking to Stevie Williams. Fans on both sides got a little angsty, but all seems resolved for the moment. Moore will sink the free throw, and the Friars will have a game-high 6-point lead after all that. Moore will get one more, and St. Anthony's will get the basketball. So Moore quietly, 8 points in this third quarter, up to 10 for the game. Friars can extend to double digits with a three ball. Instead, Moore goes right to the rim, right hand, left side, nifty move, can't get it to go. Wilson back in with 3 fouls. Cross-court swing, head down, athletic lay for Jeremiah Carter, swooping across the lane. Carter's been quiet so far, had 28 points in that big-time upset over Chaminade. Mannix, View, thought about the three ball, changing speeds, committing the offensive foul. Giving up his body in the lane was Chris Williams, who has been the Cougar most responsible for not allowing the Friars to really separate in this third, as Chris Welling will come on in. And that is the 4th team foul against St. Anthony's, so that'll be a 1-and-1 situation on the next one, whether it's on the shot or not. Ball pinging for the Cougars. Friars sticking with it in that zone look, and a tough take for Wilson. Shot seemed more out of frustration than anything else. Wilson, typically a very savvy decision maker. As Moore turns on the Jets, the propulsion to the rim, banks it in, up to 12, 10 in the quarter. Once again, a game-high 7-point lead for St. Anthony's. Little footy for Kevin Moore. Friars 15-7 on the year. St. John the Baptist ranked 7th in the state, their highest ranking in around a decade. Trying to preserve it and avoid their second 2-game losing streak of the season. They were undefeated non-conference play, then immediately fell to Holy Trinity and Chaminade in consecutive games to open conference play. Since then, hadn't lost again until this week to St. Dominic. Carter has the matchup he likes, and we'll get to the charity stripe as he's fouled by Welling. Carter, the lengthy sophomore, 6'3", but you look at his wingspan and you could see him being 6'6" or so down the road. Heck of a talent. Tremendous shooter, as you see on that free throw, and has a real talent for playing passing lanes. As he continues to garner interest from colleges, Jake Ellis feels like all 6 of his primary rotation players will play at the next level in some form or fashion. Big rebound from Aurelian. And for the first time all game, the Cougars applying some heat, and it immediately pays off with a turnover as Moore throws it away. Friars go zone. Carter, iffy pass. Possession back to the Friars. As you're watching the Catholic Health Game of the Week on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Mannix doubled. Nearly stolen away. Moore right inside and off the ball. That was a nice borderline illicit screen from Tom Snyder, just standing in the way and creating that lane for Moore. And the answer not meant to be had by Carter Wilson. So it's Moore again. Moore is taking over a 14-point third quarter for the freshman. Wiped off the board for the moment. So they stopped play for an injury back in the backcourt to Jawan Smith. So now they'll count the basket. And a 10-point lead for the first time all game for St. Anthony's. This game had a great rhythm in the first half. It's fallen off a cliff in this third quarter. A lot of start and stop. What a test for the young Cougars. Can they find a response? 4 sophomores and a junior on the floor for St. John the Baptist. And Carter Wilson has his first bucket since the opening quarter, up to 8. Trying to take the charge was Miller. Instead committed the foul. 4th team foul against St. John the Baptist. So St. Anthony's will shoot on the next one. Moore throws it over the double team. Welling, Mannix, probing, poked away by Stevie Williams. Williams up ahead, coast to coast, lefty lay, Chris Williams. Brother-to-brother connection, and Williams almost has the steal. Now Mannix, as the Cougars are getting this game more to their pace. Moore, a little bit of a heat check. And Welling couldn't get it to go at the buzzer. So just a 6-point lead for the Friars over the Cougars after the Friars dominate that quarter. 8 minutes to decide it next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people, all people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
Look at the crowd here at St. Anthony's High School. Got a little testy during the third quarter. Maybe an understatement, but everything resolved now, and fortunately a great basketball game to distract everyone as the Friars down by double digits in the second quarter, now lead it by 6. Mostly dominant third quarter for St. Anthony's. Again, very similar to the first matchup between these two teams back on January 30th in what was ultimately a 50-48 win for St. John the Baptist. St. Anthony's won the third quarter of that game 18-8. And then St. John the Baptist closed it out by winning the fourth quarter by a point. Hugh calls for a play. He's been quiet scoring the ball, just the lone free ball in the first half. Arulian did not score in that third quarter. It was essentially all Kevin Moore, who had 14 points by himself in that 8-minute run. Stevie Williams, extra pass, unselfish, blocked away by Arulian. He said to Stevie Williams, you should have shot it. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Williams thought about the three. Miller works it to Wilson. Wilson directing traffic. Williams, spin cycle, well contested by Tom Snyder. Up ahead to Moore. Moore, Euro stepping his way to the rim. Gets it to go, plus the harm. A torrid second half continues for the freshman point. In and out dribble, Euro the other way. And again, that's the emphasis from Sal Legato and this coaching staff. Having Kevin Moore keep the ball high when he's around the rim. You saw it there. And what that does for you as a guard is it slows your pace a little bit. You can hang on that last step, wait for the defense to falter in the air, and finish without that contest. So Moore has 19 points, 17 of them coming in the last 9 minutes. Incredible. Wilson with the teardrop to respond. He's got 10. 7-point game once again. Aurelian kick out, Moore lining it up. That is not his strength quite yet. Wilson the start, the stops, trying to sneak it in. Aurelian continuing his run of rim protection. Moore running with help, doesn't choose to use it. Will get to the line instead. The Kevin Moore Show continues on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Probably should have passed that one off. When you're scoring the way Moore is, makes sense to get a little single-minded. A little fixated on the rim. It's for 20 points for Kevin Moore. He got it. Just 15 years old. Mentally well ahead of that as a player. Put back cleanup from Aurelian. Williams denied. Aurelian's fourth block of this ball game. Snyder, view on the cut, view the kick out. Moore driving the close. Righty layup goes down. Just ridiculous stuff from Kevin Moore. Doing his best Ja Morant impersonation. They need it. Not going to get it. An airmail from Carter. And nearly an and one for Wilson, who is so good on the offensive glass. Each team with 16 fouls apiece, so next foul will put either side in a single bonus situation, whether the foul is on the ground or on the shot. Game high 12-point advantage for St. Anthony's. Wilson, who just before the season picked up his first Division I offer from St. Francis of Brooklyn. Averages 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists an outing. Coming off a 19-point game against St. Dominic. Been in and out of the ball game with foul trouble. But maybe this gets him going, as he has 11 points. Aurelian, quiet second half. Foul, no foul, a walk. Wilson pull up. Athletic board from Smith over the double team. Soft touch for the 6'6" sophomore. Transferred into the program from William Floyd, the Suffolk County Public School. Moore turns the corner. Stevie Williams said, "I count on" that time. Carter Wilson one-on-one, taking the bump. And committing the foul was Tom Snyder. Carter Wilson just eats up ground, closes space on you so quickly. And that's a close call. Snyder might have had the feet set, but Wilson got there so fast. He's able to draw the foul, and it's multi-purpose for St. John the Baptist. Not only do you have the opportunity of points, but the clock stops at 4:57. Could cut it to a 7-point game with a little under 5 minutes to go. And St. Anthony's over the years has produced their share of Division I athletes and a whole lot of great graduates, but are looking to do so in the journalistic sphere. There's only one man in the business who's fit to teach such a talented student body, and that is our king, our oligarch here at the Varsity Media Sports Network, Ben Turchin. You see him looking spiffy in that suit jacket. Ben Turchin, man oh man, executive producer on this broadcast, molding the young minds of St. Anthony's. You know, maybe some of the basketball players hopefully turned out for that outing from Ben Turchin. You know, what they always say in the NCAA commercials, what is it, 99% of college athletes go pro in something other than sports. Maybe one day we'll get a Kevin Moore, we'll get a Carter Wilson working for the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'd be so lucky because not a lot of talented athletes right now in the Varsity Media Sports Network pool, let me tell you. 57-48 is the lead for St. Anthony's with Carter Wilson at the line. Wilson hitting his stride at the start of the fourth quarter. Maybe getting a little bit competitive, you know, with Kevin Moore, the freshman point guard on the other end of things. Wilson saying, hey, I'm pretty good as well. Such a talented passer, utilizes his dribble really well, but still very much working on his shot. And that comes along. Wilson going to be borderline unstoppable at the high school level. 1 for 2 once again, 8-point game. Friars breaking the press. Moore's made some poor decisions in this situation. That time a good pass. View's been a little reticent when he's had space from three-point range. An absolutely fantastic shooter, 40% from there on the season. Snyder double-teamed. Aurelian, tough pass. Kick out, View, extra pass. Moore thinking about it, drives the closeout. Moore blocked away this time by Smith. Shot clock at 7 seconds. Aurelian, late dish. Moore double pump plus the harm. What a look from Caleb Aurelian and Kevin Moore as he's done all of second half, defying gravity and putting it home at the rim. So let's take a look at this extended replay. Moore was blocked. Aurelian, pump, drive, draws 2. And that's a veteran play from Caleb Aurelian because he didn't decide what he was going to do instantaneously. He waited until the last second, kept his head up and found Moore, who now has a career-high 25 points as a freshman. Thanks to the staff here at St. Anthony's for passing along that nugget. Stevie Wilson taking you into his office and one. That was ridiculous from Stevie Wilson. The up and under and in. One more look. Chris Welling never had a shot. A bulldozer in human form is Stephen Williams. who will have a chance at his 19th point. Towel brought on the court to wipe off the sweat on the ground. Jake Ellis opportunistic about getting a chance to speak to his team. We mentioned just how young this Cougars team is. I mean, they're kind of ahead of their skis in terms of how successful they are. 19-3 on the year, 7th ranked team in New York State Class A. And 4 sophomore starters and a junior for St. John the Baptist. So barring a transfer, all those guys will be back next year. 6th man, Jaden Miller, is just a sophomore. 7th man, Gian Perro Arnone, who hasn't gotten to the game yet. He's just a junior. So it's not do or die this year for St. John the Baptist, but for a program that's been down for so long, they are pressing to go and win a championship. Aurelian coast to coast, plus the harm. The Cougars never stop ball, and Aurelian just kept those legs churning, rode the zipper right up Main Street. $17 points for Aurelian, who has lived at the foul line this whole season. 6'5", senior out of Hauppauge, approaching a season average of 18. Williams, time, space, no result. At least not one that he liked, but then held on the putback was Jawan Smith. The Cougars have to get to work quickly, down by 12. And it's really going to start on the defensive end. They haven't had a lot of issues scoring in this fourth quarter, but have had a whole lot of trouble denying Kevin Moore and Caleb Aurelian, who have now combined for 42 of St. Anthony's 63. That number almost feels low watching this game. Smith averages 12 a game. Out of Medford, New York. Talented mid-range scorer for a nominal center, tremendous screener, really good rim protector. Certainly on a trajectory to play college ball, and has the lead back down to 10. Moore hounded up top by Williams. Moore navigating the screen, late pass. Backing it out is Welling. Foul on the ground, but that will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Caleb Aurelian. This is pretty cool. Aurelian will show up to the freshman games, sit on the bench, and help coach with fellow senior Tyler George. Really wants to pass it down to the next generation of St. Anthony Friars. I mean, the same way that seniors a year ago like Jalik Gaines and Jakari Thomas helped him get better. He wants to give it off to the next generation. He is 19 now. Wilson, plenty of room, and the foul, 4-point play. Opportunity for Jeremiah Carter, who went scoreless in the first half, but has an opportunity now for his 8th point of the second. And a poor decision from Welling, who was out of control on that closeout. That is rare at the high school level. Chance for 4. As Welling takes a seat, Mannix comes on for St. Anthony's.
Next play, White. Hey, White.
Carter can't cut it to 8. Missed free throws could potentially come back to haunt the Cougars. They've been about 50-50 on them in the second half. Aurelian looking for it, high post. Late pass for Moore. Double comes, Aurelian strip, but over to Mannix. And now Mannix gets fouled. It just feels like the Cougars cannot get out of their own way. Mannix on the year, a fantastic free throw shooter, 86% on the season. Again, coming off one of his best performances of the season with 13 against St. Mary's. Had 4 points in the first half, looking for his first of the second half here. Has it. Does a little bit of everything for this St. Anthony's team. Can rebound, can put it on the floor. Shot has improved. Has some definite athletic ability, and that 86% from the line only going up after that trip. Wilson saving as much time as he can. Williams one-on-one, blocked away. Rim protection from Tom Snyder. Tie up, possession arrow seems to favor St. Anthony's. Oh no, they'll say it favors the Cougars. So another drive for St. John the Baptist, but I'm sure Jake Ellis would be the first to tell you that that ball movement that was ever present in the first half has really been derailed in the second. A lot of one-on-one play. Wilson continuing it, but View called for the foul on the strip. And now in the double bonus are the Cougars, so an automatic 2 free throws for Carter Wilson. With 2:37 to go in this ball game pending overtime. And Dante Torres will come on for Nick View. Torres, the senior.
That was a jump ball.
Torres, the senior forward out of Massapequa. He's also a star quarterback, a 3-star from most recruiting sites. His athleticism translates well from football, can really rebound, can really defend, and Salagano said, you know, I'm always going to welcome those football guys because they have championship pedigree. And St. Anthony's took the CHSAA League Championship this season with a whole lot of Dante Torres, throwing the ball to KJ Duff. And there is something to be said about having guys who just know how to win. Wilson again can only hit one. It's been a theme in the second half for the Cougars. Moore spins away from the steal attempt. Now Aurelian has a 4-on-3 for the moment. But the Friars set on taking their time. Aurelian, the post, nearly losing it. Mannix touch pass, beautifully done, and Torres has his first 2 points of the game. Wilson dribbling his way into a 3, well short. Mannix lost it, and I assume you could hear Salagano yelling from your couch, telling his Friars to advance it via the pass rather than via the dribble. Slip pass inside, double pump, and Wilson will head back to the line. That was a beauty of a pocket pass from Jeremiah Carter. Pumped to bait his defender up in the air and just put it right under him. A nice body control from Wilson to bait the foul on Snyder, who after a 7-point first half has mostly been relegated to watching the Kevin Moore show in the second half. Wilson continues to really struggle at the line. Shots haven't been far off, a bunch of them going in and out, but just a moderately better effort from Wilson in the second half at the line, and frankly, this entire Cougars team, and you're looking at a different game, maybe 5-6 points instead of 12. So 1 for 2 for Wilson. And the Cougars can maybe defend one more possession before they have to start fouling, and Mannix got away with an elbow that time. That was a miss from the officials. Or at the very least, it looked that way courtside. Let's get another look at it. Mannix, pressure, elbow. To be fair, Carter probably sold it a little bit, but Mannix almost definitely got away with an offensive foul there. Mannix, remember, almost automatic at the line. It's interesting watching him pregame. Was not very consistent from three-point range, but for whatever reason, once he gets a little closer, just has a feathery touch. Similar to Aurelian. Up comes Wilson. They got to go fast. And understanding that and drawing the foul for the second time in this second half from three-point range is Jeremiah Carter. Salagano asking, that was funny. He asked Caleb Aurelian when the official said that Jeremiah Carter's space was invaded on that contest. He said, Caleb, did you invade his space? Caleb Aurelian said, no way, coach. And the replay, I would say, looks like he did, but that was great. So 3 free throws for Carter. Can get it back to 10. And Carter, I mean, similar to Connor Mannix on the other side of the ball, just beautiful mechanics and such a soft touch. That is a next-level shot from Jeremiah Carter. Carter 3 for 3, 10-point game, but St. John the Baptist running out of time. The Friars 90 seconds away from second place in the Nassau County Catholic Basketball League. Inside we go. Aurelian, that's a big 2. Williams, bully ball, and the foul. Again, offense has not been the issue for St. John the Baptist in this fourth quarter. It's been their utter inability to slow up St. Anthony's on the other side of the ball. That was a heck of a take from Stevie Williams, who now has 20.
Be tough, let's go.
A born scorer is Stevie Williams. 26-point game earlier this year against Holy Trinity, has 21 tonight. Snyder running the baseline. Moore, and the pass tipped. Stolen by Wilson. Touch pass. Layup. Missed by Jeremiah Carter. Snyder lost it. Was it a tie-up or a foul? And it was a foul. Jake Ellis was calling for it as Snyder was throwing his elbows around. Still, the miss from Carter hurts because even though the Cougars get the ball now, they don't get the 2 points. If they'd gotten the layup and then the steal, would have had the ball down by just 7. Instead, it's a 9-point deficit. Jake Ellis calls for time. We'll keep it right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. as St. John the Baptist will have to start hunting for 3 balls, down by 9, 1:04 left, but they have been able to force the issue a little bit with pressure in the backcourt. I want to remind you, if you want this experience, why wouldn't you? Bring your game to life. You can do so with one of our Varsity Media Sportscasts. They feature announcers, multiple cameras, instant replay, and even graphics, great for rivalry games, senior days, and general promotion of your team. If you're interested, you can contact us to book a sportscast at 516-403-2050 or visit varsitymedia.net. I'm pretty sure that is the number of the dapper man, Ben Turchin, you saw on the screen a little bit earlier, molding young minds and also putting them on TV for the first time with our Varsity Media Sportscast. So now we got to look at St. Anthony's, and for the Friars, this game has a very clear path because they have a bunch of good free throw shooters. Kevin Moore is at 69%. Connor Mannix is at 86%. Caleb Aurelian is at 74%. Dante Torres on the year is a 90% free throw shooter on limited attempts. They have guys who can make their free throws. If the Friars don't turn the ball over and don't give up threes, they'll win this game. St. John the Baptist, they're going to have to hunt for 3-pointers at this point. Or a very quick 2. Elevator screen, trying to find Carter. Carter instead going one-on-one. Double clutch, missed it. Put back, no good. Third try as Smith battles on the interior. And a foul on the ground. Should be 2 free throws for Jawan Smith. That one goes against Aurelian. Everyone off the line for St. John the Baptist. And man, we've seen a lot of those in the second half for the Cougars. Rattles, hits 3 parts of the rim and just doesn't drop home. Oh for 2 for Smith. Aurelian up the court to Mannix, and you want the ball in Mannix's hands at this point. Patient against the double team, and now the whistle comes. And the Friars can salt this one away with just 38 seconds to go. Mannix a perfect 4 for 4 at the line in this fourth quarter.
What do you have? Yeah, there's no jumps. There was a jump.
So the official getting some clarification. Possession arrow in favor of St. Anthony, so a tie-up will give the ball to the Friars. And St. John the Baptist on the brink of their second 2-game losing streak of the season. They have not lost a game outside of that. Would move to 19-4 with a loss as Connor Money Mannix continues to drain his freebies. And Mannix now in double figures with 10. Moore coming up to force Wilson to pick it up. Williams on the drop-off. That was the little Nova play to win the 2016 National Championship as Smith puts it back in. Timeout, St. John the Baptist. So we'll take one as well. 30.5 seconds to go when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people, all people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
So for St. John the Baptist, as we are on the brink of playoff time here in the Catholic League, this their lone remaining regular season game. And for St. Anthony's, they have one more against Kellenberg at 6 p.m. on Monday. Moore up, Snyder. Torres will hold it in the corner. He'll try and dribble out. And Dante Torres, the 90% shooter, I believe just 9 for 10 on the season, will get to the line. Torres playing football for the first time since he was a freshman. KJ Duff playing for the first time since he was in 7th grade, or playing basketball, excuse me. They've both played plenty of football. Torres has scholarship offers from Brown, Fordham, New Hampshire. Has also visited Rutgers twice. Some pretty good options in there. And he hits the second. 11-point lead, 22 seconds to go. Wilson pings it. Off the mark was Chris Williams. Up ahead to Mannix, and that'll do it. The St. Anthony's Friars win their 8th in 9 games and descend into 2nd place in the conference. And St. John the Baptist wraps up their fantastic season on a 2-game losing streak and will look to regain their momentum in the playoffs. So we'll step aside for a moment and come back with our player of the game next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see extraordinary life. The most extraordinary of which is you. It's because our Catholic faith places the highest value on people. All people. It's the inspiration for our exceptional medical care with unmatched compassion. And it's why at Catholic Health you're more than a patient. You're someone's family, best friend, and a neighbor to us all. Long live Long Island.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at Varsity.
Back at St. Anthony's High School with star freshman point guard Kevin Moore, the only option for our player of the game. Kevin, 23 of your 25 points coming in the second half. I mean, what clicked for you in the second relative to the first?
My team started moving the ball more, getting me with more open looks. I trust my guys to hit shots.
And it was pretty much all at the rim, attacking the basket. I assume it has been, but has that always been a strength of your game?
Yeah, it's been a strength. I'm working on the rest of my game.
And just from a team perspective, what were the adjustments after that first quarter? Obviously, early in the second, St. John the Baptist had that double-digit lead, and from that point, you guys pretty much controlled the game.
We just kept attacking, kept seeing out. We played team basketball, and we won the game.
All right, and what should we look for out of you guys come playoff time? Obviously, a great stretch to wrap up the season. You won 8 of your final 9 games. What's kind of the focus within the team? What are you guys trying to emphasize and work on as you head into the playoffs?
Just playing defense and closing out, helping, playing team basketball.
All right, that is Kevin Moore of St. Anthony's High School. Thank you so much for joining us, Kevin. 25 points, 23 in the second half, a career high. Fantastic performance for the freshman. St. Anthony's wins a big one, 77-66, to move into second place in the Catholic League. For our entire team here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And we should note plenty of upcoming sportscasts to tune into. I am Gavin Shaw, executive producer Ben Turchin, technical director Chris Sweeney. On camera, it was Travis DeLuzzi, and of course, the legendary Ron Pierre, signing off here from St. Anthony's High School.